Hello, and welcome to another Eagle Forum Capitol Hill update. I'm Tabitha Walter, the Executive Director of Eagle Forum. The Biden administration has drawn a line in the sand. Last week, the president signed an executive order that will encourage sex change surgeries for minors, require schools to implement gender ideology in the classroom, and usurp state rights by forcing LGBT language into their housing and healthcare laws. Additionally, the order spreads misinformation about, quote, conversion therapy by asserting that children, quote, face higher rates of attempted suicide and trauma when being treated for gender dysphoria. This ideology only serves to confuse the minds and destroy the bodies of vulnerable children. Recently, Heritage Foundation researched the talking points of the left on this issue, and to no one's surprise, they were blatantly false. While children who are confused about their gender do face higher rates of suicide, this is typically not because of their exposure to conversion therapy, nor from the lack of healthcare. In fact, states who pass laws allowing minors access to gender-affirming therapies and medical treatments such as puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones greatly increase the suicide rates among this group. Unfortunately, some doctors have already begun experimenting on children's bodies by performing permanent sex change surgeries without explaining the long-term effects. Now, those who feel like they were coerced into these medical procedures have joined together and created Detransition Awareness Day on March 12th of this year. Our allies in the House and Senate have taken notice and responded with their own legislation this week. Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas and Representatives Jim Banks from Indiana and Doug LaMalfa from California introduced a bill called the Protecting Minors from Malpractice Act. The language of this bill will allow victims of transition procedures a private right of action against the doctor who performed it. Eagle Forum's president, Chris Allman, offered this statement of support. Quote, "No child should be subjected to the harmful experimentation practices of doctors who perform gender reassignment surgeries. The long-term effects of such procedures are unhealthy both physically and mentally." Eagle Forum applauds Senator Tom Cotton, RSC Chairman Jim Banks, and Representative Doug LaMalfa for introducing the Protecting Minors from Medical Malpractice Act to give a private right of action to people who had the surgery performed on them as minors, end quote. Additionally, the same members introduced another bill that will strengthen parental rights against gender ideology in the classroom. The Empower Parents to Protect Their Kids Act will prevent school officials from keeping information from parents or encouraging students to hide transition procedures from their parents. Schools who secretly pressure minors into life-altering decisions should be held accountable for abuse. Allman also weighed in on this bill by saying, quote, "In a time where schools are imposing harmful ideologies, we must be vigilant in protecting the rights of parents. School officials should not coerce students to engage in gender-altering procedures, nor encourage them to withhold this information from their parents." Eagle Forum lends support to the Empower Parents to Protect Their Kids Act in order to keep parents at the forefront of their children's health, well-being, and education. End quote. While these bills may never move out of committee in the House because of Democrat leadership, we hope they will gain some traction next year as we hope for a Republican majority. Therefore, voting for true conservative leaders is important. Our children's lives depend on it. Eagle Forum will continue to monitor the development of these two bills as they move through the House and through the Senate. And we would like to alert you of any upcoming provisions that are similar. So to do that, make sure to sign up for Eagle Forum's alerts and emails at eagleforum.org. And as always, thank you for listening to Eagle Forum's Capitol Hill Update.